Hi, I'm Clay Harrison for Vidcam, and today we're going to talk about the Canon 70 to 300 millimeter EF/IS USM lens. Now this is a full frame lens, and it works with both Canon 5D, it works with the Canon 7D. It's an inexpensive lens, and I've used it for several months now, and I'm really pretty happy with it. If you go online, you're going to read some reviews like, it's a little dark, it's not fast enough, and at the very end it gets a little mushy. Well, you know what? Here's a $10,000 Fujinon lens for full-size HD cameras, and when you zoom in all the way with this, it gets a little mushy too. Oh, and it goes a little dark on you. So it's pretty much a characteristic of a lot of different lenses. But for the money, this lens is great. I spent $350 on this used. I bought it on eBay. I think it sells for $600 or something at Sammy's here in B&H. And a great bargain. It's 70 to 300 millimeters. If you use it on the 7 with the smaller sensor, you got a lens that's about 118 millimeters to 480 zoom. I mean, 480 millimeters. That's some serious telephoto action. Here's some wildlife photography I took on a trip up to San Simeon, up the coast of California here. And I captured these zebras right outside my hotel room. Yeah, zebras, and they were part of the Hearst Castle. And I'm shooting this alongside of the road, maybe 300-400 feet away from these zebras, handheld. And the video, I must say, is pretty nice. I was able to grab it on the fly. Didn't know how long they were going to be there, so I didn't pull out my tripod. And further up the coast there, I was able to capture these elephant seals. And there are probably about 100 of them up on the coast there. And I got some interesting video with them and some great still photographs as well. Here's some pictures I took on location in Las Vegas of the Aria Center. And I think there's a really nice architectural, again, it kind of squeeze some of the pieces together here, and it compresses things. It just gives you a feel that this lens is, sharp and easy to use. And I also like macro with it. And I've done some professional macro work with this lens, even though it's not a macro lens. The nearest focus that you can get on this lens without a diopter is 5 feet. But if I use a diopter with this, I can get maybe 2 feet, 18 inches away from my subject. And that's far enough away where I can stay on the path at a zoo or a reptile facility or a place where I'm taking pictures of flowers. And I'm not crowding anybody. I'm not in the way so much. I don't look like I'm a professional photographer. But if I were to do that kind of macro work with a lens, like a 100 millimeter macro, or this MP65, this nice expensive macro lens, I'd be right there on top of my subject matter. So this is a stealthy lens for macro stuff. If you're, you want to operate in a museum, or if you're in an arboretum or some kind of nursery, something like that, you can get some nice pictures with this. And I'd like to show you some video that I took with using this lens in a 7D at a undisclosed location where I've got some beautiful flowers inside of a greenhouse here. And I'm using, I'm so telephoto that I kind of locked off on this tripod that I had. If you really want to add movement to this, you'd have to have a pretty beefy tripod, something around a Sockler 20. Because you're so telephoto, you can see your heartbeat if you're holding on to the camera when you're that tight. So, in conclusion, after using this lens for a few months, my feeling is it's an excellent value for the money, whether you purchase it new or used. If you do purchase it used, make sure it's good quality, it's cosmetically nice, it means it was taken care of, and that there's no fungus on the inside of it, and that everything is working properly. It's not making too much noise when you put it in autofocus or when you use the image stabilizer. And if you're like me, you probably like finding a bargain. So I think if you read up on this lens, go take a look at it. You're going to be happy with what you find out. You're going to be happy if you buy it, or you're going to be pretty happy if you rent it as well. It's not perfect, but for the money, not a bad deal. I'm Clay Harrison for Vidcam. See you later.